Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Today we're going to continue with Megamorphs number 1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. And I think I was going to say something clever, something witty, something funny, and I just had a brain fart. I should really use that excuse more often. Nothing I say is really ever clever or witty or whatever. But anyways, today's chapter is from Tobias's point of view. Yay! I have no fucking idea why I like doing that now. It's probably just a little phase that'll last for a few months. Okay, let's do this. It was not my favorite kind of flying. Hucks are not like geese. We can't just power fly hour after hour. Personally, I don't know how geese do it. A hawk likes a bit of a headwind to get lift for the takeoff. I had that at least. But most of the time we hunt from trees, swooping down on unwary mice or rabbits. We don't go for a serious altitude unless we can get some free lift from a thermal. Otherwise, it's hard work, flapping and flapping for altitude. But I couldn't complain. Cassie had a worse job. She rode my back in cockroach morph. She'd had to finish the morph while literally underwater to keep away from the Velik. She had morphed from human to dolphin to human to cockroach already. And more was coming. Hanging in there? I asked her. Yeah, I'm fine. Is the Velik following us? No, the others are keeping it distracted down below. They're doing partial morphs, keeping it down near the surface of the water. Good. How are you doing? No problem, I said. It was a lie. I was straining for every foot of altitude I could get, and I was wearing out. I had to get as high up as possible. Cassie would need every foot I could give her. We were making progress. At about 100 feet, I caught a nice gust of wind that I rode up to 1,000 feet or so. But then it was dead air for a while. Totally dead air. I was struggling. Tobias? Yeah, Cassie? Think this will work? Uh, if I get you enough altitude, it will work. Are you ever afraid? She asked me. Uh, who? Me? Uh, I'm afraid of everything. I know I'm a predator and all, but do you know how many predators I have after me? Every golden eagle, every falcon. You know how fast they are? It's like getting hit by a bullet. They make me look like the Goodyear blimp. Then there are the raccoons and foxes and snakes and even the occasional nervy house cat. And that's just the natural environment. Add to that the yerks and the fact that I wake up sometimes and don't remember exactly what I am, boy or bird. Yeah, Cassie, I'm afraid a lot of the time. How do you handle it? Who says I handle it? There's only one way to deal with fear. Be afraid. Be afraid and then go ahead and do what you have to do anyway. Yeah, I guess that's true. Listen, Tobias, if I don't make it, oh, shut up. You're going to make it. If I don't, then tell Jake that someday he has to tell my parents, okay? Someday, if it's ever safe, tell them what happened to me. Promise? Sure, Cassie, I promise. Just, just don't tell my dad what happened to his truck. She added, forcing a brave laugh. He thinks it was stolen. We'd better leave it at that. Cassie, this is it, kid. I can't go any higher. Okay, Tobias. Thanks for the ride. I felt her scuttle down along my wing, and a second later I saw her falling, spinning. A girl who had become a cockroach, now falling from a mile up, trying to draw a monster to attack her. A girl who thought she was a coward. It's amazing how people can just not know themselves at all. With my hawk eyes, I saw her grow and grow as human DNA reasserted itself, and I saw the Velik turn its many mouths towards the sky. And that's the end of that lovely, happy chapter. Full of, kids going, hey, you know what? If I die because this might die, you're not going to die. Very happy stuff that makes me go, I can't believe I'm as well adjusted as I am, because holy shit. Holy shit, yeah, that was my childhood there. Nice, happy stuff. I will say that reading for Tobias when he and Cassie are talking about if he's really afraid, I must have spent like 5 or 10 minutes going over that, like starting, stopping, restarting, trying something new. And in all honesty, I don't usually take that much time. I mean, I'll take maybe 3 or 5 minutes at most if I'm confused about something. But I don't know. I found that conversation extremely important, so I'm like, I'm going to try to do it. And when you're reading, when you're doing dramatic reading, voice acting, whatever, you have to not just focus on the words and the emotion, but what is causing that emotion. And I'm not trained to be an actor. I'll just put that out there if you haven't already guessed that yet. But I did take one sort of acting class. I took improv over the summer one year. But yeah, that's basically the most of being trained, which is really nothing. But one of the things I picked up was, creating a backstory for your character. And so I just sometimes, with some things important and even sometimes unimportant lines, and go over what's the emotion behind it. And for this case with Tobias, I see him, I really connect with him because I was the black sheep of the family, and I won't go into any soft-based stories about, oh no, my childhood at the moment. Look for tweets on Facebook. Ow, fudge. Sorry, I just moved my fingers the wrong way and my hand decided to hurt because fuck it. But anyways, but anyways, I see him sort of like me, like, wait, you're trying to ask me a question why I'm brave, you're actually complimenting me. And then for Tobias, he's really big on don't pity me. You can feel whatever you want towards me, but don't fucking pity me. And so, and plus, he feels guilty about complaining when Cassie's in the current situation. That's how I sort of read the start of the chapter, him going, Oh no, this is really hard for me, but it's not as bad as Cassie. I felt that as guilt. So he has this guilt of feeling bad for himself, doesn't want her to pity him, and shit, what was that other one? And just not being used to be complimented. And I'm not an actor, so I don't know if I could get all those emotions in, but I tried to have sort of a nervousness to them. Like, oh shit, it's this is really unexpected. I I don't know how to take compliments. Like, I imagine like Tobias in like near death situation might feel the same, because seriously, I don't know how to really take compliments. I mean, I like compliments, but still sometimes it's like, the fuck. But yeah, that's how I approached that conversation, and I did find it extremely important, especially, hang on, let me get to the page. I think one of the most important parts of the conversation was when Cassie says, "How do you handle it?" And Tobias goes, "Who says I handle it? There's only one way to deal with fear. Be afraid, and then shit, now I now I'm fucking it up. Okay, but be afraid and then go ahead and do what you have to do anyway." And I think that's a very powerful life lesson, which is why I wanted to be careful with my approach to it. And I'm still not happy how I approached it. But the thing is, sometimes you're just going to be afraid, be nervous, and so you have to do the thing anyways. And sometimes it's not this big life or death situation. Like, I've seen people in other Facebook writing groups going, "Hey, I want to publish this fan fiction, but I'm nervous." And it's like, you just have to get through that nervousness. I mean, sometimes posting these videos, starting a new project, posting the first chapter of a new fanfic, I will feel nervous, but sometimes you just have to go through, just be afraid and do it anyways. And be nervous and everything, but you'll get through it. Especially with Social Security. For me, that's I think the big thing that I have to face my fears. And if you don't know why now I have panic attacks whenever I receive letters from them, the thing is to just look up stories about people applying for SSI or disability, and or ask people who are on SSI or disability in the US, and yeah, that's anyways, it seems that that's really going off on a tangent from it went from acting to analysis to actual tangent. So let's wrap things back up. Please comment down below your thoughts about this chapter. What did you think about Cassie and Tobias's discussion about, are you ever afraid, Tobias? And anything else you find it interesting or important about the chapter? Please comment down below. Please remember, no major spoilers. I am hoping against hope that people discover the Animorph series via these videos, so I do not want major spoilers to happen, because there's some major twists and turns that you should experience without knowing they're coming. So yeah. And if you're a new Phantomorph, hello, new Phantomorph. Guess what? This fandom does not have cookies, but before you start turning away and leaving, we do have cinnamon buns, which, as we all know, are humanity's greatest creation. And if you are listening to this today and you're like, "Hey, I would really love my own copy of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate," if you're watching on the YouTubes, link in the description. If you're watching on my blog, link down below, and both links will take you to where you can get your very own copy of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. Now, now you can buy them from other places besides the links provided, and I can totally understand if you do. However, here are 3 perks of buying from those links. 1, you get Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. You also help support K.A. Applegate. I was actually going to start saying her whole names. Oh, good. But anyways, you'll also be helping support her because I believe she is still receiving royalty checks. And please comment below and correct me if I'm wrong about that, and I will stop saying that. I've checked it, and so I believe that's correct. And finally, if you buy via those links provided, you will be helping to support my blog. So you'll also be helping me out, besides helping yourself out and helping the creators out. Woo! Okay, let's see. There's more to this. Oh yeah. If you're on the YouTubes, please like this video if you think both Cassie and Tobias are 2 extremely strong characters. And remember to subscribe. I will be reading the entire Animorph series, so if you don't want to miss a thing, subscribe. And if you're watching on my blog and watching on the desktop version of my blog, the blog, please choose the follow by email option so you will never again miss out on one of my lovely blog posts. I just don't do Jash reads. I also do reviews, mini reviews, some fan fiction. I'm sorry about the lateness of the next mini review because I plan to have them done quickly. I actually watched Jigsaw a few days ago, and I'm like, oh, I'll get that as one mini review out there, and I never did. God, I don't know why, it's a little hectic. but anyways, yeah. Oh, and the next episode Jash reads will be more of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. And also, my next review will be coming up this Wednesday and will be a review of the 8th and final season of Game of Thrones. So, yeah. And let's see. Until next video, goodbye.